3 questions you should ideally have answers to before you decide to step away from your corporate job, from someone who recently stepped away and is actively in the process of rebuilding their life and figuring things out from ground zero. If you're new here, my name's Aishah. I stepped away from my corporate job in October and have just been figuring it out as I go in this new season of life. I'm just gonna preface this by saying it's not easy, but it's so fulfilling, and you will never feel completely ready before you decide to jump. Number 1, you have to take some kind of emotional and financial inventory. What I mean is we obviously live in a society where you need money to function, and you need to take some kind of inventory to see how long you can last in between your current situation and whatever you plan to do next. You also need to take some kind of mental inventory to see if your plan doesn't work out, can you mentally sustain your current scenario or being in the unknown? Transparently for me, I knew I had savings that would last me X amount of months, but then I would have to find a new job. And I didn't want to take that on based on the current season that I was in at the time. So I decided to move in with my parents. I understand not everyone can do that, and that's a very unique situation, but that based on my financial situation, this was going to give me even more breathing room, and my mental state really needed that breathing room. I couldn't just do a 3 to 6 month hiatus and then return or step into some other corporate job. I truly needed the space to figure out what it was that I wanted to do next. And so I had to make a really hard and uncomfortable decision. I've lived on my own for the majority of my life. So it's humbling to be back in with the parents. Question number 2, what are we running towards? We don't need all the details figured out of the plan, but we need to have some kind of loose agenda, a rough idea of the general direction we want to be moving in. Again, for me, I knew I wanted some creative freedom, autonomy, and I really wanted to shake up my life. Corporate was no longer for me, so I knew I was going to want to build something from the ground up. Didn't have all the details, still don't have all the details, might I add, but knew that was the general direction I wanted to be headed in. So you need a rough plan. Question number 3, how are you going to measure success? Success obviously will look very differently now, and the beauty of stepping away from your corporate job is that you get to define it on your own terms. So does success look like landing a new job in 3 months? Does success look like showing up consistently, doing X, Y, and Z? Does success look like waking up at 5 a.m. every day? However it is that you want to define success, that is what you need to do and what you need to figure out. Again, you're going through a transitional phase, so not everything's going to be set in stone. You need to be open to being flexible and pivoting and adjusting as necessary. That's obviously just a few of the questions that you can ask yourself before you decide to step away, but it's not going to be an easy decision. I'm so proud of you if and when you decide to make it. Rooting for you always. Hope this helps someone, and I will yap with you all later. Toodles!